Hello, and welcome to the Leading with Andrew show with me, Andrew. I'm so glad you're here. This is a show all about communication and the universal motivation to get better at it. So whether you are an established speaker, or you are facilitating to top executives, or you just want to get better at articulating what it is that you want, I promise you an energized dose of tips and tools. Every episode, I bring you guests who are extraordinary communicators across several industries. So let's get into it. My guest today is Ghenwa Habbal. Passionately dedicated to people strategies, Ghenwa firmly believes that people are the fuel that powers the engine to excellence and profitability. With almost 2 decades of experience in human resources, talent management, and coaching, Ghenwa, a global HR lead, holds the position of Regional Talent Management Lead at Ford Middle East and Africa. She is certified as an HR and coaching professional and holds an MSc in Business Psychology with coaching from Heriot-Watt University. On a mission to inspire to aspire, I love that, Ghenwa designs, develops, and implements strategies that attract, empower, and retain top talent within the organization. She fosters a culture of inclusion, engagement, and resilience, and collaborates closely with senior leaders to align talent strategies with business objectives. Her expertise in performance management, succession planning, career development, and transformative organizational change is underpinned by a heartfelt commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. As a co-author of the book Shaken, Stirred, but Not Deterred, Ghenwa is also a notable speaker, moderator, and judge at esteemed global organizations. In her recent foray into writing, she contributes towards writing articles at different global platforms on thriving in a VUCA world, HR technology disruption, leadership development, innovative learning, talent retention, workplace strategies, self-development, DEI, culture, and more. Ghenwa, welcome.
Thank you so much. Wow, that was intense.
I love that. There is so much that you're doing. And just before we started recording, you were telling me that you are busy with your dissertation, with your master's. You are writing a book, and you've just become a verified voice on LinkedIn. First question. How do you do it all?
Don't ask me. I hope my well-being... See, my well-being is good, let's put it this way to start with, because I really take care of myself. Right, so I prioritize self-care, number one. Number two, when I can't attend to things, I learn to say no. Right, the art of gracefully saying no has been my friend for the past 2 years. And, it's about, prioritizing what is key for you. Sometimes I don't sleep because my brain keeps thinking, and I learned to journal back when I was young, and I continue this process, right? So sometimes because I can't sleep, I just journal everything. And then this is when I open like a YouTube on meditation, and then I go sleep, deep sleep. And that's how I really manage my time. But yeah, I read a lot, I do a lot. And I am on a mission always to inspire so others can aspire, because that is my mission as well. Look for people, surround myself with people who inspire me so I can really aspire and hit, my goals and achieve my purpose in life.
I love that.
Thank you.
That's beautiful. We have to, just to build a bit of context for people that are watching and listening, we have crossed paths a number of times, and this is actually the first time that we're meeting. So a little bit of history. We figured out after we started following each other on Instagram that we both love a lot of the same things. Just reading your synopsis over here, from leadership development to disruption, I think that's where the world is going. But not only that, we used to use the same gym, and we were speaking at the same conference last year, the Association of Talent Development. And again, this is the first time we're meeting, and it's amazing how the universe brings people together. I'm so excited to have you here today.
Same here. It's astonishing, by the way, right? I always question myself, am I meeting the people who my path have crossed long time ago? And if I reflect on all the people that I've met, it is that way.
Really?
It has been, I love English. It has been happening in that direction or in that approach. And I can't find a terminology or an explanation for that. So impressive.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love it. Tell me a little bit about your journey in the UAE and how you arrived here. We were talking briefly just before we started recording about how you've built such an incredible career here.
My journey in the UAE. So UAE wasn't my first stopover, let's put it this way, when I embarked on my journey as an expat. So I've been roaming around the GCC for 15 years, if I have to count the numbers, and don't calculate my age, Andrew. Okay. Don't associate me with a number.
So that must be what, 25, 26?
Yes. You only associate numbers when it comes to my dollar account. That's the only time. I like that. So yeah, I've been like on a roll for the past 15 years. The UAE hasn't been the first stop. I've been into Qatar and Oman, and these were my markets when I was working with my previous employers. And I think it was like a journey of exploration. It was a journey of, unleashing the magic in me, or the guru in me, or the magician in me, right? And I found myself it was freedom for me. And because one of my core values is freedom, I found myself expanding my network, expanding my knowledge, expanding my presence in this region. And then when I came to the UAE, I started also in 2011. This is when I stepped here. And it was one of my biggest projects with my previous employer. And it was like the startup of a business from scratch. So I was, on trucks. I was working. I was working long hours because, when it's business mobilization, it's different than, just back office. And this is when I really learned what does it mean to start up a business from scratch. This, like, if I go back in history, I started my career when I was 15, by the way, and I started working at a really young age with my parents at some point, and this is when my startup mindset started formulating, but it got trained, exercised, exhausted, expanded when I was on that project with my previous employer. And then I moved into the Dubai Emirate of Dubai, and my business, or my corporate back then, also tasked me to set up the corporate office for them here in Dubai. So I've moved the people from all around the world, and then I think, it was a decision that I had to make, like, do I stay here or do I leave? And the decision was, because this country taught me what does impossible mean and transform it to possible, right? I decided to stay here. So to me, Dubai and the UAE taught me that I am possible in every direction, or in every way.
Oh, mic drop moment, and we're not even 5 minutes into recording. I love that. There were a couple of things that you said there that I want to pick up on. And you said so beautifully, when you were doing the startup from scratch, everything that you learned from starting to work at the age of 15 was exercised, exhausted when you were doing the startup. And I think that leads really nicely into a little talk about resilience.
Definitely.
And how did you know, or did you know at the time, that you were just being resilient, and what were you relying on to keep you motivated?
Interesting question. So no, I didn't know back then that I am resilient, or what does resilience mean back then. And I don't think, it was a famous buzzword long time ago, knowing that studies about resilience only started in the 1970s.
Wow.
Like, it's a recent research, let's put it this way. So yeah, I mean, if you ask me 15 years ago, I don't know, what does resilience mean? But what kept me going is my purpose, right? It's my belief system. It's the vision that I have created for myself. It is not only the vision and the mission to really drive change, right? So it doesn't mean that I had a perfect life or a perfect path or a very rosy, bubbly kind of life. No, it was totally the opposite. And because it was totally the opposite, I made sure that, when I hit a certain stage, I'm going to create a zone or an environment where it is rosy and bubbly, but people should know that it doesn't come at ease. So, I mean, some of the strategies, of course, that I've used is always keeping, my purpose right there at the center of what I really want to do. And that was the drive behind everything that I have done. Does this answer your question?
Yes, it does. And, you know, a lot of the time, so there's two folds or there's two ways that I want to go about this now. One thing that you said also a little bit earlier that I absolutely loved was I doubled down, or my value on freedom was what drove me to a certain extent. And then my purpose is what kept me going. Has your purpose, your true purpose has always been out there, right? The path to getting there, has it always been straight and narrow?
Of course not. It was a roller coaster. Let's put it this way. But I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Because if it was a linear line, definitely it would have been boring. And definitely this is the path that have taught me how to, to stay humble. Number one. Number two, it has taught me to really filter down and on my network. So it taught me the power of networking, number one, right? And then number two, who to stick to when it comes to my network, and who to keep in my environment and who not to keep in my environment. So it has been a journey of learning, and it is still to date. So my journey, I think now is just also, at the beginning. I don't think, my 20 years back has limited me, or now I think that I have reached a plateau. No, every day for me is a new day, and it's a new journey for me. So, I just want to say that the more your path is cracked, crumbled, the better it is.
Oh, you learn to value things more when you go through certain things. I remember in 2020, with COVID and all of that, I didn't have a job for about 10 months. But I tried to stay true to what I thought my purpose was telling me or taking me to at the time. And I worked on several projects and things like that, personal projects. And I can honestly sit back and tell you now that besides for the financial desecration that I think everybody experienced in 2020, it was one of the best years of my life because I learned so much about myself, and I doubled down on that purpose and that value. And another thing that you said so beautifully there as well is you have, by no means have you reached a plateau. The 20 years of experience that you have you're still learning on a daily basis.
Definitely.
But what I love is that you also have created an environment in which you thrive, in which you choose to surround yourself with the people that you have in your life. And I don't think people do that enough, where they just sort of go along with the flow. They have some idea of where they're going with their life and what they want to do, but there's no intention. And you're intentional about the environment that you've created, how you describe bubbles and I don't know, I'm not quite sure what else, but it wasn't always like that, roses and bubbles, but you have now chosen, you've put yourself in a place through hard work, through grit, through resilience, through getting to where you are in order for you to create an environment where you can learn. And that has shifted you from doing a startup and being exhausted and pushed to the limit to now finishing your master's in business psychology. In business psychology and dissertation, doing your dissertation now and co-authoring a book. And what I want to ask you is, where did the love for people development come in while you were figuring everything out on your own?
Wow.
Bit of a loaded question.
It is. I'm like, where do I start? Okay, so there is no life without learning. Okay, and learning means developing in every aspect or in every direction. A butterfly won't fly without its butter, in a nutshell.
Oh my God. I've got a feeling that's going to be the title of this episode.
Yay!
I love that. It's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. So for me, right, I'm an advocate of learning. And I think learning has been my sword or my weapon or gateway, let's put it this way, to unlock so many doors in front of me. And that's why I think and I believe that doesn't mean that you have to go to university to learn. No, learning can be in every direction, in every aspect. It could be a course that you take online. It could be, a session that you put with a coach or a mentor. So learning can happen in different directions and in different formats. It could be through a book. And that's why, because I love journaling, I found myself writing, which has been out of my mind for quite a number of years. And only back in 2022, when I was talking to someone, and that was a coach, by the way, and we were talking about sharing stories, and she told me, Ghenwa, why don't you write that story? I'm like, what do you mean? Right? So she unlocked something in me that I have trapped long time ago because of all the events that happened in my life. And this is when I thought, okay, you know what? Let me start writing my book again, or co-authoring. And I embarked on that journey. And this is what happened. I launched it in 2022. And then I'm like, you know what? I started helping people also writing their books.
Oh, wow. So you helping other authors get their books off the ground.
Yes.
Oh, I love that.
Yes, I do that. And then in 2024 now, alongside with my dissertation that is draining me, but I love the topic that I'm writing about. I thought, you know what? Learning is the only ultimate unstoppable endorphin for where we want to be in our lives. And been there, done that, love to learn, and love to help people learn as well where I can. So yeah, that's how I can describe it in a nutshell. Learning is the go-to. Sorry.
Absolutely. No, that's beautiful. Learning is the only continuous endorphin. It's so true, right? And I think what's important for people to know, I know, and I've seen it, and it's happened to me on social media as well, where you start something new, almost like a diet, right? And you go and buy all this healthy food, right? Because I'm starting a diet now. And a lot of people, including me a couple of years ago, you do the same on Instagram, where you're like, okay, I'm motivated, I'm ready to get started, so I'm going to go follow all the motivational accounts that I can find, right? Yeah. But when you do too much of one thing, it actually does the opposite. It has the opposite effect. So what was happening to me is all these motivational accounts that I was following were telling me to live my life a certain way, and if I don't, I'm a failure. And I think with learning, the same can be applied, where learning is great, but going back, and I'm going to keep connecting to that purpose phrase, is if you learn with intention and you know exactly where to give yourself a little bit of leeway to rest.
Definitely.
Because I think rest is something that people underrate, but it is as productive as action.
100%.
And people don't, we're stuck in this hustle and grind culture at the moment. No. And people are like, go and up at this time. And you've only got 24 hours in a day. And sometimes that can get a bit much. But learning with that endorphin, or keeping the endorphins flowing with learning with intention, will keep you going.
Definitely. And we started the podcast by self-care, right?
We did.
Yeah. So I think it's important during the process to learn how to say no, because it's an art of self-care. And I can tell you the number of opportunities that I turned down at some point because I just wanted self-care. Opportunity will come.
Oh,
yeah.
I love that. It's because it's something I posted the other day as well. There was something about there will always be opportunities.
Yes.
You don't have to jump at all of them. And it's so funny because there was an opportunity that potentially was presenting itself to me a couple of days ago. And it was a rather big speaking opportunity. And I said to the person that was organizing it that perhaps we should go with a different speaker. And I sat back and I got home that night and I thought to myself, why did I turn that down? Why did I shift that? And I thought, is it because I'm nervous? But I'm usually, I throw myself into things, I throw myself into the learning because I enjoy the outcome of it. And then I really reflected and I thought, no, I'm for that talk, that specific keynote that they wanted, and for the audience, I'm not ready. And I know I'm not ready. The time will come. And I comforted myself with saying, opportunities will continue to come. If I took that opportunity and didn't recommend a different speaker, I can tell you now, I would have gone up there and I probably would have been good, but I wouldn't have been the best that I could potentially be.
True.
And I think that's so important in recognizing
Yes.
where, I'm on a journey, everybody's on a journey, and one of the things that I drive all of the time is, this happened to about 3 or 4 months ago, where I saw this thing on Instagram where find comfort in the fact that there will never be a final version of you.
Definitely. Oh, I love that. That's another mic drop, right?
Mic drop moment there. Because we put so much pressure on ourselves to have everything together and have everything done. And when I achieve this, I'll be happy. When I do this, I'll be happy. But things are always changing. Things around us, environments around us are always changing. I want to know more about this book that you're writing. Tell us more about it, okay? So Shaken, Stirred, but Not Deterred is already out.
It's already out.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Can you give us a little bit of a taster of what's in that?
So the book, first of all, it's not solely my book. So it's not I don't own it 100%. I only own a chapter in it.
Okay. Oh, I love it. Tell me more.
So there's a publishing house that I've worked with, and that publishing house basically dealt with 19 other authors, and I'm author number 20 on that book. And we wrote stories of resilience, right? And this is when I'm like, I think, resilience is my thing. And back to your question on resilience. And this is when I discovered that, yes, I've always thought resilience is something, but now I believe in it. It's my bread and butter. It's what I breathe, eat, and talk about. So again, that book is about stories of resilience of authors who have contributed to it. It is sharing your personal aspect or personal story in a nutshell. And I've put some strategies that I have personally followed that has helped me throughout, my ups and downs, and has led me to, the stage of success back then that I wanted to achieve. So that is the in a nutshell, at a high level, what does the book talk about? The royalties of the book, they go to a children care center in Singapore. So it's a CSR activity. So whoever wants to buy the book, they know now that they are doing a form of a CSR activity.
Oh, that's amazing.
Thank you so much. But now the other book that I'm writing...
Is this an exclusive?
It is.
Yay!
So it's so I don't want to burst the surprise or the bubble, because I'm writing it with with a colleague, a partner, and someone who I trust also blindly. And it's about, inking our knowledge in our domain. She has 20 years in something, and I have 20 years in something of expertise in certain topics, and we're bridging those two for people's professional success.
Oh.
And I'll pause here.
And I completely respect that. I'm dying to ask about another 10 questions on it, but no, we'll leave that there. I think that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
My pleasure.
A little bit of an exclusive on the Leading with Andrew show.
Of course.
But absolutely stunning. Now, when did you get into speaking?
Okay, so this is another exclusive for Andrew.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God. Is this Christmas?
Christmas can happen any time of the year. So I was one of those people who freaked out on stage.
No.
Okay.
Happened to me as well, yeah.
No, I sometimes I mumble, I go blind, I go deaf, I go blind. I tremble, I shiver, I sweat, you name it. I had issues when it came to stage. But then I started saying, like, okay, it's not death to me. Yeah. And I'm not scared of death, I'm scared of... So I started talking to a coach.
Okay.
Right, because I really wanted to overcome my fear. And this doesn't mean that until date I still have my butterflies, right? And I think it is what keeps me going. And then this is when I stretch my resilience. So back to your question, when did I start talking on stage or speaking journey? I think it was probably 15 years ago when the CEO asked me, do you have something to say, as he was giving me my award.
Talk about think on your feet.
I was like, yes. So I started by the word thank you, and I paused. But then I'm like, this is not me. This is not the message that I want. And this is when I said, okay, you know what? I'm having butterflies. And this is what I said to the audience. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of the heart, because I didn't see this coming. And I was just, sweating. I had like a Pomodoro face as well. But I said, you know what? I did it. And this is when I started reaching out to a coach inside the business to help me overcome my fear to speaking. So 15 years ago is not a long time ago, but I drastically evolved, and I continue to evolve, I guess. And that's also another goal in my life.
I love that. And, what were some of if you think of one or two of the big lessons that a coach helped you with to get better at speaking, what were they?
Be as authentic as you can be on stage. And if you're mumbling, it's okay. Remember, English is not your first language, Ghenwa, right? And so authentic. Remember that English is your not primarily language. And definitely, you know what, even if you go off script, they don't know. So you can always get back on track. And one key technique or one key thing is your body language on stage. And so I'm really cautious about how I look on stage as I walk and as I sit and as I talk. And before every speak up, I think you saw me eating a strepsil just to clear my voice properly, because usually I have like a very husky voice. Yeah. So strepsils is helping.
I love that. And you were saying yesterday when we were preparing and catching up, you were saying, I said, let me grab you a coffee before we come into the studio today. And you said, no, I know how my voice goes when I have a coffee, so I'll probably have one a little bit later.
Yeah.
And it's, I think people underestimate what can go into the preparation for doing a talk or getting on stage. And I think everybody's got their process, right? And I think you've got your strepsils, you avoid coffee, you know that you remind yourself that there's going to be butterflies. And we've said this, Andrea and I were talking about something similar on the show a couple of months ago, where what we were saying was the day that you stop getting butterflies is the day you probably shouldn't go onto stage.
You become boring.
Exactly, because you just want to get it done and over with.
It
just becomes a chore. Exactly, there's no passion. It just becomes a chore. So why then put other people who have now signed up to give you an hour of their time and you don't respect it by I'm not saying be absolutely nervous, but that butterflies it reminds you that, hey, I'm human.
Definitely.
I'm really excited about what I'm about to do and the message that I'm about to share. And I'm really grateful for the people that have chosen to spend their time with me, because time is the hottest commodity. You don't get it back.
No, definitely.
And that's great. I mean, like, I've got my process as well. And some people think I'm a little crazy, but there's this vocal coach, Cheryl Porter. She's got a YouTube channel, and a couple of years ago, I was actually taking vocal lessons to try just to get a little. I mean, deep down inside, I want to be in a boy band on stage singing, but that's probably not going to go there. But it's I was doing vocal lessons because I obviously wanted to command presence a little bit more, and when I speak, tone of voice, body language is everything, right?
Definitely.
It's all the non-verbal cues.
Yeah.
And I stumbled across this vocal coach, Cheryl Porter, and she's got these incredible vocal warm-ups that she does for 10 minutes that I play on YouTube.
Wow.
So I don't just use it for stage, I use it for big meetings as well.
Share, please.
Absolutely, for sure. What it does is, and I think one of the things that has come out in how you've described how you prepare for stage and how your speaking journey for the last 15 years has outlined, where you're good and you know what you need to be aware of. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
I know that I've got a lot of energy and I can't walk out onto stage and be that from second zero. I build people up, and we finish now with that 140 kilometers down a highway, and it's great, and we're all having a good time. But I can't go out on stage like that. Yeah. But what my nerves or my butterflies do is they make me want to go out. So Cheryl Porter's vocal coaching videos, when I do them, rids that excess energy that I
Amazing.
have of butterflies. So I go in there really centered and calm, and then I build everybody up.
That's amazing. Wow, I love the technique. I think, you just taught me something new. Thank you for that.
Every day is a school day. Every day is a school day. I love that. Okay, so now I want to go into just a little bit of leadership development.
Sure.
Right? What makes you, or what draws you to developing future leaders, to developing current senior leaders?
See, I see, first of all, if I have to define what is leadership, leadership is about understanding who you are at the beginning, at core, right?
Values.
Values.
Yeah.
So if I don't know who I am as a leader, do I deserve, the question is, do I deserve to lead other people? Right? So leadership for me is lead yourself first, honey, and then, and then, and then, right, learn how to lead others. Why? Because it's a responsibility. And leaders and managers, they impact their people on their job with a percentage of, I think, the impact of leadership on the people. That was a research that I have read a couple of days ago. It's like 69% equivalent to the positive impact or the therapy that they give to the people. And when compared to therapists and doctors, they score at around 49 and 51%.
Oh, wow.
Right? So the value and the impression and the power of leaders on their people is equivalent to, from a scale perspective, is 69%, which is equivalent to what? To the impression or the impact your partner at home has on you. And remember, we spend half our lives in the office or dealing with people in the office.
Exactly.
Right? So 69% is the amount or the impact of you as a leader have on your people. So
that's just blown me away. I knew the impact was high, but my association to it was the impact is high because we spend so much time there. But if the impact is high and it's in relation to the impact that your partner has, it
is very high.
Wow.
Really, Andrew. And you can either break people or you can build people. And because I am one of those people who have been continuously supported, but also broken at the same time, right? So they break a leg, I build a wing.
Brilliant.
So for me, it's important to help, people on the job to become the best version of themselves, definitely if they want to and if they allow me. So as a coach, I have to take permission. Right? And I ask, what is it that you want to do? What is the legacy that you want to leave behind? What is the impression that you want to have on your people and why? What is your why?
I have to stop you there for a second. And just for verification purposes, for everybody listening and watching, this is the first time we've met. This is the first time that we are talking about coaching. And I was working with a client the last 4 days, and yesterday we had to, it's a big leadership development program, and part of the leadership development program is the participants have to select their coaches, but the coaches have to do an introduction, like a pitch. And one of the things that I said is, my coaching style is I ask you, what is the legacy that you want to leave behind?
Can we do a high five?
Please, please. Oh my word, that is incredible. Okay, sorry, continue.
Wow, we have so many mic drops today, right? That's the energy.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, it's important for me to understand what they want. And then also, I mean, I know who I am as a coach and the energy and, the power in me that will hopefully transmit to them, because they will transmit also their power to me, right? So my power will multiply. So I really try to understand what they want and why, because it's important. If they don't have the why, then this is where I need to start with them. And what was your question on leadership? So yeah, it is a responsibility, right? And because it's a responsibility, it means we have people's lives attached to us. It's just like, your brother, your sister, your family, your kids, your partner. So if you're not taking care of them the way you're taking care of you, then what is happening to the world outside? The VUCA will continue to be a VUCA. The Bani will continue to be a Bani, right? Resilience will go down the drain. Emotional intelligence just say bye-bye.
Yeah, emotional intelligence is a massive, massive, massive topic, and I love it. But the one thing when it comes to leadership development that I think a lot of leaders forget about is the fact that there are so many unwritten rules in leadership. And I was, working with some of these participants, and you can see and by no means is this a bias or anything, but through experience, I can see relatively quickly in the types of questions that I ask people of, you've got this, this is people must just get it done. This is what's expected of them, all the way ranging to, I care about people and I want people to succeed. And it's very interesting because generally this result that I have on this side of, why won't they do it? People must just get it done, right? As a leader. Those are the older generations, like the baby boomers and things like that live to work, right? But it's funny, we actually both shared something on Instagram on our stories the other day from Harvard Business Review about the workforce entering now is the highest percentage of 65-year-olds and above.
Yes.
So I wonder, and I have no data to back this up, I'm wondering if you know anything or anything further about it, is like, do you think that if the baby boomers are the ones that have that mindset of live to work, but the leadership style a lot of the time is just get it done, all right? Will we see a change again? Because they were exiting the workforce and now they're re-entering the workforce.
Fighting ageism.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And yes. And what do you think the effect on that is going to be in leadership?
See, first of all, okay. So we said at the beginning that leadership is a responsibility. And definitely there are multiple hats or multiple faces of leadership. You have, the dictatorial leadership. You have the transactional leadership. You have the transformational leadership. You have the charismatic leadership. So there are multiple phases of leadership, right? So if you are, and leadership doesn't have to be at the top. It doesn't mean that when you hit, a director position to say, let me put my leadership hat on. No, leadership starts at the bottom as well. So even if you are not leading people, you're leading yourself. So hence you are a leader. So let's start, embracing the fact that I'm a leader in every direction. Right? So now that coming back to your question, Andrew, on, where people from different age groups are back to the workforce, we need baby boomers in the business.
Very interesting. Okay, you have to unpack that for me.
Right? They have the knowledge that we need on the job, right? So imagine yourself you're a company owner and you have a baby boomer and you have, a Gen Z on the job. Have the Gen Z come to the job, your business will fail. But the only time it will not fail if the baby boomer definitely will coach, guide, mentor, sponsor that Gen Z. It doesn't mean that the Gen Z is not capable. They are capable. They have an entrepreneurial mindset. They have, an eagerness to live and drive change, and they're modern in the way they're thinking. So the ultimate success is when you have reverse mentoring and mentoring program in place where the baby boomer will share his or her knowledge and the younger generation will do a teach back, right? So if you are a parent today, what will happen is you will learn from your child. And it's the same way on the job. You're learning from that person. That person is also your educator. That person is also your teacher the way you are.
I am so excited I could flip this table right now, okay, with what you've just given me. Okay, a lot over there that I really want to double down on. We hear it all the time. It's, those Gen Zs.
Oh, no.
It's, those baby boomers. And we create with the language that we use, and you'll know this as a coach, language, it's called spelling because it spells, right?
Yeah.
Language is everything. And the language that we use often separates generations and it puts them in silos. And what is every business after at the moment? Oh, I need I need to break down the silo mentality. Fine, but start with your age groups then and how they talk and interact with one another, right?
Please.
Of breaking down that silos. But what you have just said now is incredible in terms of we need them. But the analogy, parents learn from their child. It makes so much sense, but I've never thought of it like that.
Really?
Right? And now they're re-entering the workforce. And you're right. Gen Z does have an entrepreneurial mindset. You've got live to work here and you've got work to live here.
Yeah.
And if they come together, the modern thinking and the knowledge and reverse coaching, because not a lot of people know about that.
No.
Reverse coaching, but even something else that you said that people also don't often use the term is sponsorship.
Sponsorship. Exactly. We all need that sponsorship on the job, right? I mean, you need sponsors, investors for your business to grow. And it's the same in business. It's the same inside corporates. And it's key. It's really key. So I love Gen Z because they teach me, they keep me on my feet, on my toes.
Gives you that edge.
Right? Yes. And it helps me push myself constantly into that innovative, creative mode. And it keeps me young at heart. And I love them because if I don't tailor my product for them, I'm going to lose as a business because they are the future.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you are not like being creative as a business or being innovative to design a product for them, you're out of the business.
Absolutely.
Bankrupt. Hello.
I wish we had another full hour to continue talking because we've only just getting started. But in the interest of time, there is one last big question that I want to ask you.
Do I need to cough, clean my throat?
One last big question that I want to ask you. And we touched on it a little bit at the beginning, and then we're going to go into some rapid fire questions.
Sure.
Okay. Now, you said a lot to do is, maybe put meditation on self-care and things like that. But how do you stay connected outside of being exhausted and balancing everything? How do you stay connected to yourself when life is going 140 kilometers an hour down a highway?
I surrender.
I think that's like the 6th mic drop now. Like my heart can't handle this. That is incredible. Please say more.
Okay. So we all fall into the trap of FOMO. FOMO, fear of missing out. We all have it. But then when you are firefighting all the time and you are on a rush all the time and you're afraid of missing all the time, you will fall into burnout. And I've been there. And I realized and learned that if it is meant to me, it will come to me. And that is when I learned to surrender.
What's for me will never pass me.
Yes.
I love that. Thank you for sharing. I absolutely love that. Okay, so now we're going to go into some rapid fire questions. Okay. These are some of my favorite questions. Okay. Short as possible. And there's going to be 5. Okay.
All right.
So the first rapid fire question is, what is one thing that you learned through experience that if you learned it sooner would have changed your life?
Wait, that's hard. Public speaking.
Okay. All right. Got it.
Yeah.
I love that. And you unpacked that a little bit earlier as well of exactly what that looked like. Okay. 3 songs that are on your playlist and why do you love them?
Headlights, Alan Walker.
Okay. Love.
Then I have one, which is a Turkish one, but I can't spell it out. It's hard. And then I like Calm Down, Baby Calm Down.
Oh, my word. I love that. Good old Selena Gomez.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next question. What do people get wrong about you all or most of the time?
That I'm harsh.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. I would never say you're harsh. I would say you know where you're going. You're assertive, but I would never say you're harsh. Okay, that's interesting. She's not harsh.
Deliberative.
Now, next question. Number one travel hack.
Number one travel hack. Get your itinerary right.
Oh, okay. Can you give me like a... Did that happen where you didn't get your itinerary right?
All the time. I've missed flights. I forgot my clothes.
Oh my God. I love it. Get your itinerary right, okay? Now, two more questions. You're on a private jet and you can have 3 people with you, dead or alive, famous or not famous. Who are they and what are you talking about?
I will bring my trusted network, my sisters.
Oh, wow. Do you have 3 sisters?
We're 4 siblings. I'm the eldest, and I will get them all 3.
Oh, my word. I love that. What are you talking about?
So we are a mix of generations, by the way. And I learn a lot from them. And what do we talk about? Modernity, future, green financial. They're all consultants anyway. So,
okay. Oh, amazing.
So they teach
You've
me
got
a
a
lot.
lot to learn. I love that. Okay. And then final rapid fire question. Finish the sentence. Getting better at communication is?
Being who you are no matter what.
I love that. Oh, I love that. Thank you so much for coming on the show today. I really, really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Where can people connect with you?
LinkedIn, Instagram.
LinkedIn, Instagram. I'll be sure to share the links and handles in the episode today. Thank you so much for tuning in for an incredible episode with an incredible lady. And I look forward to seeing you soon.
Same here. Thank you so much, Andrew. Thank you for hosting me. And you've unlocked so many potentials tonight, this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, there you go. Another episode on communication. Thank you so much for joining us today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, connect with us on Instagram at Leading with Andrew.